What's up, folks, and welcome to another episode of Real Amigos. I am your host, one of your hosts.
What's up, Chris? How are you, buddy?
God dang it, Donnie, I swear. Like, jeez, it just pains me, because I know you're going to say something, but there's nothing I can do. I have no tools at my disposal that can mute you. Now, I am the one who handles post-processing, so I could mute you the entire introduction if I wanted to.
You could, but this show would be far less interesting without me. So.
True.
It'd be much more bearable, though. I'm joined, as always, by Donnie. Donnie, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. I'm in Michigan. I'm celebrating my grandson's first birthday with my family.
That's right.
So I've invited them onto this show to hang with me. Check out my new sombrero.
It's beautiful.
My daughter-in-law got it, and I like it. I dig it.
That is a whole lot of exposition for our show in a very, very quick time. So, Donnie, since you brought up our host, why don't you do us the pleasure of introducing everybody to us tonight?
All right. Right here to my left is my youngest son, Aaron.
Aaron. Hey, Aaron. You done messed up, hey, Aaron?
Aaron is not much of a movie watcher, but he wanted to be on. So since we were having,
but he has seen Return of the Jedi. We found that out, so that's good.
He has seen Return of the Jedi.
Yes,
and all the Star Wars movies.
That's good.
Half of the Jurassic.
And he has seen most of tonight's movie as well.
Good.
That we'll talk about shortly.
Very nice.
And also, these two people that you're looking at,
They're down.
my son.
over
these
way.
people. This is my son Brent. He lives in Michigan. This is my daughter-in-law Aaliyah. She's married to Brent. And she also lives in Michigan. They live, like, here.
That is completely wrong.
I think it's
No, you gotta do it backwards.
Here.
There you go. Yeah.
There.
This seems like some kind of weird Michigan cult thing that I don't understand.
Michigan cult thing.
Michigan is a state obsessed in and of itself.
Oh, there
Like
you
they
go.
make
That
chairs
makes sense.
of the state. It's the whole thing.
They also have a weird
Now,
movie
hey,
theater
okay.
that claps in the beginning. It's awful.
Yeah, okay, I want you to tell me about that. Because, okay, so we went to a movie today, and Aaliyah told me ahead of time that at the theater up here, which is called, what is it called?
MJR.
MJR Theaters, that, tell the story. You
so,
figured this
you know,
out.
like how like AMC has like that like roller coaster. You're going through it, and it's like popping
That's Regal.
popcorn. Oh, sorry.
Whatever.
Regal.
The intro.
Whatever.
The intro video.
The intro.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So
Right.
they have one. And
Hey,
there's like
speaking
this,
of,
like,
we have a really cool one that like comes on and like catches on fire. Just saying, we have one of those.
I thought you said you don't like people interrupting you.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm in charge. I have no problem interrupting you. Those are completely different
That's what I was
things.
talking
I think you
about.
misunderstand
You're talking
your
about the
role on the show.
Don't get off track.
just-
Don't get off track.
Sorry. All right, MGM Studio. Go ahead.
MJR.
Whatever. I don't care.
Well, their intro, there's like this like long pause, and it's like dun dun. Everybody claps. It's like we're like.
We went for the first time when we first moved up here. Everybody clapped in sequence without us knowing what was happening. It was very awkward.
It was so weird. And we're just
There's
looking around
probably-
like,
there's
what's
That would
happening?
freak
25
me
people
out.
in the theater.
So I go today, and there's only us three and two other people in the whole theater. So
Which
I'm
I
assuming.
did not know, so they scared me.
Did they clap?
I know they just like they did some ruffle.
Oh,
and I was
you
like,
didn't see
what
him
was
there,
that?
okay.
Like a rat or something.
But nobody
Probably.
clapped. You guys didn't clap. I thought
I
you
don't
guys
know
were
when
We
to
don't
gonna
know
clap.
when to clap.
Oh, you're out of. Oh, you haven't been to enough Michigan
We would have been
movies.
3 times.
All right, so Phil and Brent and Aaliyah need to go to more
Yeah, they
Michigan
do.
movies to figure out when to clap.
On opening night, because I need you to record this next time. You can get thrown out for recording
That's
the movie, but
illegal.
the intro. No, I think you can get away with the intro. Yeah, I think you can do that. I think you're gonna have to.
I
do
was
that.
hoping to hear it, but there just wasn't enough folks, I guess, at our showing.
Yeah.
Too bad. That's too bad.
Oh well.
So, if you are joining us for the first time, it is not normally the Miles Show. Actually, it is, and I'm
normally is.
I'm normally the oddball. But we're glad that you're here. Real Amigos is a weekly podcast where we get together and talk about movies, and we are glad to have some guests here with us. I know Brent and Aaliyah listen to the show. They've been supporting the show really from the beginning, so we're glad to have a chance to have them on and to have some input, and then of course Aaron as well. And so we got a great movie tonight to talk about. And before we get there, real quick, just a couple of things to get out of the way. So I went to Vegas for work, which was my first time to Vegas. It's not really much to write home about. It smelled very badly, which I was for some reason I was surprised of. But I did get to go to Hell's Kitchen, which was fantastic. And I ate steak 3 nights out of the 4 nights that I was there, and it's just literally the best thing ever. I love food. It's just the way that it is. So I had fun. I did get to watch while I was on the plane. I got to watch Iron Fist. So how are we on the Marvel Netflix shows? Anybody watch them? Anybody caught the news?
I have not watched the second season of Iron Fist or Luke Cage. Otherwise, I've seen all of them.
Okay. What is your take on Iron Fist 1? Iron Fist Season 1?
Boring as all get out. The worst of the bunch so far.
Okay. Well, I didn't mind Iron Fist the first season. I thought it was okay. I definitely agree with you. I think it was probably the lower tier of that.
I don't like the actor. I don't know who that guy is, but I don't think he's a very good actor.
I think he's from Game of Thrones or something. I don't watch that show, but I think he's from Game of Thrones or something weird like that. Anyway, but I will say season 2 is, I think it's really good. I don't think it's as good as any of the first seasons. It's not as good as Punisher. It's not as good as Jessica Jones Season 2. I actually may like it a little bit more than Luke Cage Season 2, but it was good. I like the character. I'm a big Iron Fist fan. They brought the Steel Serpent in, and they brought in Typhoid Mary, which were pretty cool. So I don't know why you're holding your fist up. Is that your Iron Fist? That's your Iron Fist. Okay, great. Got it. So I got to watch that. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? No, I think that was basically it. I thought I would have a lot more downtime in the hotel than I ended up having, and so I planned on watching some more stuff, but that was
alas, it was not to be.
It was not to be. I have been watching a lot of My Hero Academia, which is an anime, but we won't talk about that here. All right,
no, we are not talking about.
I know. I did. I said I just said that we're not doing it. I didn't know we're not doing it.
So here's a question, real quick.
Yeah, hit me.
Are those Marvel shows on Netflix? Are those official Marvel Universe shows?
They are. They are set in the MCU, and they reference things every now and then. Not much. They'll reference things. The biggest thing that they normally reference is the event, which is what they call Avengers 1, where the aliens actually came to New York. And so they'll say things like, "Oh, well, since the event, this has happened," or "Oh, everything." They kind of almost treat it like 9/11, where it's like, "Oh, everything's changed since 9/11." It's kind of like everything's changed since the event, and so you have stuff like that. But they don't really reference the heroes. None of those characters show up. There's no crossover between the movie, and the TV properties, other than just kind of mentioning them. But yes, it is set in that. And Marvel Studios does produce the show. I think Jeff Loeb is the showrunner. He's great. So. So they're really good. Anything else? Anything you guys want to get off your chest before we jump in here? We got a lot to talk about, so I think we can roll. But anything else? I got an iPhone XS. So right,
did.
Big iPhone fans. By the time you're watching this, I will be enjoying it. Right now, it's just Michigan, but very soon. This coming Friday, on the 21st, they ship, and so I will be excited for that.
I have something I want to get off my chest. You said that I haven't. I want the world to know this. Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
You shut your pie hole. What is the matter with you?
Shut your pie hole.
What is the matter with you? Pineapple's amazing.
Is unacceptable. We went thousands of years without pineapple on pizza. Now all of a sudden people act like it's a thing.
Listen,
it's not a thing.
Let me explain one thing to you, Don.
Fruit does not go on pasta.
Dadgummit, Don.
Cheese.
I would hate for a show with special guests to be our last show because of your stupidity. So let me explain to you.
Oh, God.
Let me explain to you. Pizza is the world's perfect food because anything is good on it. Dead fish, anchovies, great. Pineapple,
I like anchovies.
Pineapple, fantastic. Eggs and sausage, brilliant. It
Never
doesn't matter.
it.
Pizza is the perfect food. You can put whatever you want on it. All right. So stop player hating on people that like to eat pineapple on their pizza. Don't be like that.
not.
Don't be a pizza troll. Don't be a pizza troll. All right? That is the name of this episode. Don't be a pizza troll.
Okay.
Hide pineapple under the cheese.
Yeah.
Stop
gonna
it.
eat it.
I'm not eating
And you're
pizza at
gonna
your house
eat it.
ever again.
I think what you
I
should
love
do
it.
is wait till he goes to sleep tonight, and then just get like a mozzarella like string cheese and like a piece of pineapple and just stick it in his mouth. So then and then it's just like leaking in his mouth all night, and that soggy
gosh.
cheese.
No,
and then he
stop,
wakes
stop.
up and it just kind of crumbles.
Stop. I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about movies, and we have a good one for you tonight. One of the greatest movies of my lifetime, and that is a giant prehistoric blockbuster known as Jurassic Park.
Say again. We have a T-Rex.
Put your head between your knees.
Dr. Grant. My dear Dr. Sattler. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
We're here to talk about Jurassic Park, released in June of 1993. It stars Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, again making an appearance on our show, and also an early appearance by Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, man.
And Samuel L. Jackson's arm. And also Richard Attenborough, the great legend. The synopsis, huge advancements in scientific technology have enabled a mogul to create an island full of living dinosaurs. John Hammond has invited 4 individuals, along with his 2 grandchildren, that would be Tim and Lexi, to join him in Jurassic Park. But will everything go according to plan? I think
Nope.
we all know the answer to that.
Yes.
A park employee, played by Newman, from
Oh,
Seinfeld,
yes.
attempts to steal dinosaur embryos. Critical security systems are shut down. It now becomes a race for survival with dinosaurs roaming freely over the island. That is Jurassic Park. Let's talk about this film.
So I love this movie. When Donnie was planning his trip to Michigan, he was like, I'm going to be in Michigan. Why don't we have Brent on the show? And then Brent was like, I can't be on the show without Aaliyah because Aaliyah will be mad at me if I don't invite her. So we're like, okay,
Correct.
bring Aaliyah as well. And so then we're like, well, since we're going to have guests for the first time on our show, ladies and gentlemen, the first time we've had special guests on our show, we said, let's let them pick a movie. We were scheduled to do one of my favorite movies of all time, Mary Poppins, which is still coming very, very soon. But we wanted the guests to be able to pick, and so Aaliyah came out of the gate swinging, and she said Jurassic Park. So we're going to start with her. Aaliyah, why are we talking about Jurassic Park tonight?
So Jurassic Park, whenever I was little and I would go over to my dad's house every other weekend, this movie was on repeat in the VCR. I don't even remember how we got it to rewind, but we did. And it's just our favorite movie, my sister's and I's favorite movie. And I just remember being so scared we wouldn't be able to sleep. We were scared to shower. It was just, it
That
was a
explains a
mess,
lot.
but we loved it.
This isn't Psycho.
I haven't showered in 3 weeks. I need to watch Xenon so I can get a shower.
We were so afraid that a raptor was going to get us in our shower. I don't know why.
Why
but
in the
we just
shower?
really
Why
were.
not out roaming the streets or at school? Why in the
know.
shower?
I mean,
I
they're
had the
pretty
same fear with a
freaky.
shark coming up the drain. We had the same fear when we
Yeah,
watched Jaws.
sharks don't fit up drains, though. You know that,
I don't
right?
know.
No.
They do in
no.
Sharknado.
Touche. So yes, that kitchen scene where the raptors are stalking the kids, like it's pretty freaky. I mean, yeah, I'll give that to you.
It is intense.
It's good. All right, so let's go around. So, I remember seeing Jurassic Park at the theater. I don't remember who took me. I was too young to drive. So I could only assume my mom didn't normally take me to the theater, so I could only assume that it was my grandmother. But I don't know why she would take me to see Jurassic Park unless I just begged her. But anyway, I remember seeing this in the theater, and I just remember that first time. You know, and it's funny because we are in the boots of what's Laura Dern's character's name? Sally? Ellie. Like we're in that moment when she's just enthralled with that leaf in the Jeep, and he, Sam Neill turns her head to see, and then you get that wide shot of the Brachiosaurus, and it was just crazy. It was jaw dropping on a giant screen, I mean, what young kid is not fascinated with dinosaurs? It was perfect. It was a perfect opening. It completely set the tone for the movie, so it was great. I loved it from the get-go.
Jurassic Park is everything that I want a movie to be.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't. It's suspension of disbelief. Spielberg is the master of that for sure. John Williams music, definitely
right.
Throw that in. You've
right.
already got something good going.
So good.
But you guys know me. I've talked about this enough. I'm the guy who just watches the movie to get away from the reality. Like, I just want to watch an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, you don't want propaganda. You just want.
I don't want propaganda.
Yeah.
I don't want you to tell me your sob stories.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be entertained, man. It's escapism in the purest form, and that's exactly what Jurassic Park is. Total, pure escapism, and it's great. It's a great movie.
So good.
I saw it at the theater as well.
Brent, what about you? Did you have to wait till you were like 21 before you could see this with your parents?
I don't remember the first time I saw this. Probably when I was a teenager, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
I don't really remember too much about it when I first saw it. When we rewatched it, I saw a lot of things that I never caught the first time.
Man, it holds up, man. Like it's really really good. It for being so heavy CGI, like it still really holds up. I was impressed watching it back again today.
But some parts aren't though. Like the T-Rex is not CGI.
T-Rex is not. Some of the raptors are not.
The raptors are in the kitchen scene there.
And you
can tell.
I remember the scene with the sick Triceratops. Like that. Yeah. That's completely practical.
Practical effects make such a big difference, man. It is huge.
They do. But to be able to pull them off side by side is impressive, though. Especially in '95. I mean, because
93.
93. Because you don't have obviously it doesn't look like Star Wars: Force Awakens, right? They didn't have that technology, but I never felt like there was a huge distinction between the practical dinosaurs and the CGI.
No.
I thought they did a great job of blending those. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
It's definitely not bad at all. But speaking of technology, I want to address the opening scene of this movie, okay? The opening scene is they've got the raptor is in the big trap
the
or
guy
whatever.
Gets sucked in, yeah.
And they're trying to slide it up into the gate, right?
Uh-huh.
And so they have so much technology to get this thing and create this whole deal. But yet a dude has to physically climb up on top and lift a gate by hand for this to happen. I had a little trouble with that part. He's up there pulling it up like, hold on. And
don't shake it too much.
And of course, that didn't end well for him. But,
no.
That was just one little issue I had. But
he was pretty dead.
And then Muldoon.
Jurassic World.
Do what?
They fixed that issue in Jurassic World. It took them that long.
That's true. That is true. Everything's automated there.
Muldoon makes eye contact with the raptor in that scene too, which is pretty sweet. Because that's kind of a foreshadowing of him meeting up later with probably the same one, really.
Yeah. I see that. I mean, you say that's. I think that's the great thing about Spielberg in general, and especially even here in Jurassic Park is like you say that in retrospect, outside of the movie, you could say that and you're like, yeah, that's stupid, but in the moment, it doesn't really faze me. It didn't pull me out like, oh, I wouldn't believe that. Like I'm totally in.
Dude, I love this movie.
It's great.
I pick because that's what I do.
Oh, sure. No. I wasn't saying you weren't. It's fine. So the opening scene is good. We go. I love. So let's just kind of we can start there and we can start rolling and we can jump around whenever you guys want to. I love the scene where we meet Grant. I think Grant is one of my favorite characters. Probably of any movie. I think he's just great. I think he's not like overly action hero-y.
No,
you know,
he's not that at all.
he's middle aged. He's he's smart. But when he tears that kid apart for calling it a giant turkey or an oversized turkey, and he explains how he's gonna get gutted by that giant claw. There is such a great introduction to a character where he is just murdering this kid's dreams. I just love
that
it.
kid. First of all, that kid is. I guess it's a boy. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl.
I'm pretty sure it's a boy.
Highly slappable. But I wrote this. I wrote the note here is Grant is a child-hating psycho. Okay, he petrifies that child, man. That kid is scarred forever.
Yeah, and he loves it. And I love that Ellie knows what's happening, and she just laughs it off. Like it's he's gonna just go ruin this kid's life. This kid's gonna wet his bed for the next 3 years. It'll be fine. This is gonna be hilarious.
That kid's in therapy for the next decade.
Hey, he won't eat turkey. He doesn't even show up for Thanksgiving. It's like, I'm not going to be around anything as a turkey because I'm not doing it. I'm not
ham, Mom. I said ham.
Okay, so we meet John Hammond. John Hammond lands the helicopter, disrupts everything. Grant goes in to yell at him and finds out that he's his donor. And so they have the interaction. I think from the moment that John Hammond shows up on screen, he is captivating. I don't know this. Where do I know this guy from? I cannot put him in another movie.
He's a classic British actor, man. He was in The Great Escape. He was in a lot of stuff. Man.
I can't put him in another movie.
He was in a lot of
like the
war
KFC
stuff.
mascot. He looks like Colonel Sanders. I felt like I was gonna get sold a bucket of chicken.
Oh boy,
he's even wearing white.
He is.
He is wearing white.
And he had a little cane. Or whatever his stick.
Yeah, it's a cane. Yeah, those are called canes. Yeah, that's a good one.
A stick you walk with.
From the moment he's on the screen, he is so captivating. I want to do everything that guy wants me to do. He's just like, you want to come to the island? Yes, I'll be there. I don't even care. You don't even have to sell me. I'm there. It's fine. Let's do it. Let's do this. Now, of course, he murders most of the people, but you don't know that at the time. You just think he's great.
I have a really big issue with that scene. The fact that he got off the helicopter that fast and was already in these people's kitchen and in his their refrigerator is just haunting. Why are you in my refrigerator?
And he has a cane too, He's moving pretty fast for a guy with a cane, you know what I mean?
And popping open bubbly that
he's in he's opening the champagne.
But he paid for it all though.
I guess
and he's fixing to show these guys living dinosaurs. If there's anything to pop a cork for, it's about that.
In my refrigerator.
The refrigerator's off limits. You can fund the whole trip, the whole archaeological dig. Stay out of my fridge.
Stay out of my fridge.
It's equivalent to parking in someone's driveway without asking. Don't park in the driveway.
Which is basically what they did too.
They did. They parked on their dig.
Okay, so we meet in the helicopter. We meet Jeff Goldblum, who is.
Dude, I just put Goldblum exclamation point. Goldblum gonna Goldblum, baby.
He is the best part of this movie. He's
great, man.
So good. He sucks the air out of every scene that he's in the best way possible. And the whole beginning phase here where they're going through. He's trying to process it at the dinner table when they're in the lab. His entire, that whole section is all Jeff Goldblum. It's life will find a way, and
his skepticism is so great. God, the way he's trying to,
so good.
He makes all these little offhand comments "Oh, okay," just gonna ignore
that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's he's constantly reacting to what's going on in the best way possible, which is great.
Aaron's got a comment. What do you got?
What you got, Aaron?
So it was putting away the helicopter scene for a little bit.
Yeah.
I noticed one thing about one of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
When he ran out of the woods, it reminded me of one of those the small toy dinosaurs that remote controlled dinosaurs that kids would always play with.
Oh, the little remote control Rexes. Now,
I thought that's what it was when I first saw it because it looked so fake. I was like, dude, that's
This is coming from my 12-year-old who's never seen anything but the best kind of CGI.
You're saying he watched a lot of Xenon when he was...
No, never Xenon. Not in my house.
I don't watch Disney.
Y'all need to stop hating on Xenon.
I watch Xenon in your house.
TV show.
Hey, I gotta tell you though,
Oh, man.
speaking of helicopter scene, the scene where the helicopter comes to the falls when it opens up real wide is an absolutely epic shot, man.
It's great.
Classic.
And John Williams' score under it.
The score kicks
it's
in,
so great.
and it just it's beautiful, man.
This movie,
I love it.
this movie is great. So they land, they get in the jeeps, and they start driving. Now this is from here. Okay, so here's what I thought going in: the amount of money that the CGI costs, especially in '93, is astronomical. So.
Sure.
You don't expect to really see the dinosaurs very much, and you get that from the opening scene. They don't show you anything. It's very Jaws-esque. You know it's there. You hear it. He eats the thing, but you don't see it. And so, like, going into this moment, I'm thinking, we may see a couple of shots of the dinosaurs, midway through, and then maybe a couple at the end. And they opened that wide shot with herds and, and brachiosaurs in the water, and they're eating the tree. And so that whole scene from the helicopter landing, opening on the vista, you have John Williams score the entire time. It never stops. They get in the jeeps, they keep driving, the score is still there, they stop and they see the dinosaurs. It's just that whole sequence, I think, is one of the best sequences in any film ever. I think it's shot perfect. I think the sound is done great. I think the edit is great. I just think it captures everything that's great about this movie in that 2 minutes.
You're right. They don't shy away at all, man. The dinosaurs are everywhere in this movie, for sure. Although I am always bothered by the casual attitude of these people roaming through the fields later on with all these dinosaurs. It's like, these are dinosaurs out here, people.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna eat you.
Some of them eat meat, and you probably should walk faster than you are.
But so let me ask you this though: don't you think you desensitize yourself to that a little bit since you've never been around them?
No way, those things are running around. They're like 5 times bigger than you are. I'd be afraid of getting stepped on.
I don't know. I just almost think like they're more of a myth now, and so I don't know. I don't know that I'm just saying I could understand how they're not completely freaking out because it's not anything they've seen before. But whatever.
Maybe.
They get. I will say this: if they opened a Jurassic Park today, after seeing countless tragedies, if they opened it today, I would be there. Like without question, and I would hope for a hurricane.
I would not be there.
I would be there. It'd be amazing. I would definitely do it.
Aaliyah, what were you gonna say? It looked like you were gonna say something.
Oh, I never would have got out of the car. I don't understand how any of them got out of the car.
Right, very casually. They're just like, "Hey, come over here, check it out."
Yeah.
No,
Well, that's what leads
like
all the
dinosaurs
issues in
wouldn't
the
eat
end,
us.
anyways.
Exactly. None of this would have happened if they just wouldn't have gotten out of the car.
That's true.
right.
true.
Agreed.
It's crazy.
The egg scene where the dinosaur is born in the egg.
Yep.
When the egg breaks
That's
open.
disgusting.
It's not only disgusting, but that is horrifying. That baby dinosaur is probably the scariest dinosaur that I've seen in the Jurassic Park franchise. It was horrifying.
Yeah, it already had teeth. Yeah.
It did. It had a mouthful of teeth. I was like,
Right. Yeah. It reminded me of John Hurt in Alien. That thing popping out of his chest. It was scary.
So before we get there, let's talk. I love Mr. DNA. Mr. DNA is great.
Oh gosh, the cartoon.
I play. Let's see. When Jurassic World came out, they made a Lego game, Lego Jurassic World, and it included all 3 of the original films and then Jurassic World. And Mr. DNA is like the narrator of the entire game, which is great.
I would have to kill that.
Because he's like, I'm Mr. DNA. You should go over here and check this thing out.
No,
It's
couldn't
like
take
the
that.
Windows paperclip.
Exactly.
He is like the
I turn that off as quick as it comes on.
I thought he was great. I love that they did kind of a carousel of progress. Is kind of what that ride is, where he's walking through.
Right.
And then I absolutely love when all 3 of them are like, "We're done with this ride," and they just break that thing. They just pop that bar up.
Right.
And they're like,
But yet, right
"We
after
need to
they
get it."
do that, John just pops
Just
it
pops
up
up, yeah.
himself.
Well, he's in charge. He has that ability.
I can't believe that they could actually just walk right in. Like,
Yeah.
shouldn't there be a glass there? I
Should be
feel like there should
closed
be a
off.
glass
It
there.
seems very
Probably.
easy access to billion
Dinosaurs, yeah.
dinosaur eggs.
Yeah, like, could you imagine, like, they just popped out of the egg and are running around and you, like, scoot in? It's, like, just, chaos in there.
Right.
Of trying to catch a baby dinosaur.
Right.
Chopping
There's
people's fingers off.
no seeming concern of activists that might, go nuts later on.
Okay, hang on. So now we did bypass the Newman scene that I like, and so before we actually get here, we get kind of where the plot's coming from. In that Newman is going to steal dinosaur DNA for the highest bidder, whoever it is. I love the scene where the guy goes and meets Newman and gives him the money.
Oh, yeah.
Newman is so excited to be involved in this.
He's giddy, man.
Like,
That
he
dude
is
giddy.
when he shows him the Barbasol can, like, he is like so excited. He's like, in his mind, I just feel like he's like, this is the closest I'm ever gonna get to James Bond. Like, this is what it feels like to be a spy. And he is so happy. And then he does the whipped or the shaving cream, and then he puts it on top
puts
of
it
the
on
pie.
his pie. Yeah.
Come on, man! Don't do that crap.
That's
like, don't
awful.
put on
That's
pie.
the
Somebody
worst
had
thing.
to eat that. Could you imagine eating a pie? Like, you're on vacation, you're in your bathing suit, you're on the beach, you're like, oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, I'll have this pie, and then eating what shaving cream on, that'd be awful.
That's disgusting.
Anyway, I just want to bring that up. I thought that was disgusting. So, and then it sets up Newman's character great. Newman's character is hilarious.
Nedry, yeah, he's a pretty bad guy.
It'll taste better with salt and shaving cream.
Yummy.
Okay, so we meet the grandkids.
We do. Tim and Lexi.
How do you,
Lexi's a hacker.
Lex is a hacker and Tim is a nerd.
No. Let's clarify, because I was talking about this earlier with Brent and Aaliyah. So late in the movie, Tim refers to her as a nerd when she talks about being a hacker, which I find rather ironic, because Tim is the one who reads scientific dino textbooks for a hobby.
Yeah, she would be a
She's
geek.
the nerd, right?
She would be a
In our
geek.
modern
he would
term,
be a nerd.
she would be a geek, and he would be a
Yeah,
nerd.
that's
Exactly.
true. That is true. So I guess back in '93, she's a nerd and he's just a loser.
He seems cool.
Well, in this
Cool
movie,
cat.
they're all the dinosaur people are the cool people.
Right,
party
exactly. They're in their element.
That is true. They're rocking it. How do you feel about the kids being included? If you had a theme park with giant man-eating dinosaurs, would your first thought be, "Let me invite my grandkids"?
The first people I would invite, my family.
My family.
Come on.
You guys should come check
Why
this
did
out.
the parents let them come out here?
And then he
Right.
doesn't even
These
go
kids'
with them. He's
parents.
like, "Oh, go with these complete strangers that I literally just met a couple days ago. Go
Yeah.
hang out with them. It's great."
Yep.
Which, by the way, we all just had a dinner, and they all told me this was a horrible idea. You go hang out with them. It's great. It'll be fine.
He does it as a sign of good faith that he
Sure,
trusts
yeah.
his whole thing.
I trust you to take care of my kids. That's great.
No, he trusts his technology is what he trusts.
Oh,
That's
sure,
his point.
sure. But
He's
still,
showing them how much he trusts
Yeah.
it.
But
Here's my grandkids.
But still, like maybe you
Sacred
you
trust.
bring like your neighbors, not your
Yeah.
grandkids,
Your neighbor's kids.
you know, or maybe your brother and sister who are the same age as you that are close to dying anyways. Not
Hey
the
guys.
youth.
Yeah, your neighbors. Hey guys, trip of a lifetime. Free.
It's for free. All expenses paid. All you have to do is not die.
Have you guys been to Disney? Yeah, it's
Just
great.
It's just like that, but with like weed eaters that want to kill you. Okay, so let's talk about. So this is where the trip gets interesting. Storms come.
Of course they do.
Of course they
It's
do.
a movie.
Of course they do. I actually think it's very cliche now, but I do think it's a perfect premise for like if you were going to create a theme park with violent animals. What is the one thing that you would have to worry about, which is security, which they feel like they have everything covered, but the one thing you can't predict is Mother Nature, right? And this goes back to what Ian Malcolm says, which is that life finds a way. It's like we weren't supposed to create dinosaurs because they weren't supposed to be here, and we are going to be stopped because of it. It's this whole kind of idea of like we are messing up the natural order of things, and the earth is going to put things back the way that they are. And I think it's I think it's kind of a nice circle of life, if you will. You know,
you're not going to sing, are you?
I might. I've been kind of the tendency to do that today. So,
I have 2 words.
Let's have it.
2 words: lawyer shorts. Gennaro,
that dude in the toilet
in a jacket and tie and shorts.
That dude in the toilet is just the best.
His shorts were literally so short that I thought that he pulled his pants down.
Yeah, you couldn't tell he was actually wearing shorts on the toilet.
I was like, oh my goodness, he went all the way. But they were just that short.
What in the world? Who created that look? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I also have do what?
That's why I got eaten or ate.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Poor fashion choices.
The dinosaur's like, bro, you are not going to wear that around me. You gotta go. You gotta go.
Poor fashion choices, poor hiding places. That guy's toast, man. So,
I mean, he was in the toilet. I mean, I think that's a decent. I mean,
he wasn't going. He was hiding.
It doesn't matter. I think that's a decent place to hide.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only other place to go.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess
under the car, maybe.
Worked out well for Tim.
Make sure you turn the light on.
Yeah, that didn't work out for Tim at all.
Well, he survived.
Although technically he didn't hide there, he kind of got flung there, but that's a different story.
All right, Donnie, go. What you got?
They feed the raptors with a cow.
They do a giant cow.
Not a giant cow, just a cow.
I mean, it's a regular-sized cow.
Regular-sized cow.
A bull.
And the velociraptors basically destroy
everything.
The frame.
Rig, yeah.
So my thought is that an everyday thing? Like, do we have to buy an entirely new harness and a whole new, whatever rig that is? It seems very expensive to me.
Yeah, why not just claw release?
Why don't we just put the cow on a little bridge over top and push him off? Like, here's a cow. I don't get it.
That's inhumane.
Is it inhumane?
Well,
awful.
That would actually be more humane because you would kill the cow.
Right.
No, you wouldn't. It just break its legs and give it no chance.
He would be crippled and know he had no chance. So you're telling me there's a chance? By the way, they hate farm animals in this movie. There's a lot of farm animal violence in this film.
The lambs get destroyed.
The goats and cows.
Yeah.
I like the line that Hammond drops when things start going awry. It's kind of subtle, but he says, "Why didn't I build in Orlando?"
Yeah.
When the storm comes, and I'm thinking, I don't know about all that, but oh well. All right.
Okay, so we get to the scene that matters, right? Which is the T-Rex scene.
Scene that matters.
The T-Rex scene.
T-Rex.
To me is top 10 movie scenes of all time.
It's classic cinema. No doubt.
It is pitch perfect. It is suspenseful. It is horrifying at times. Every time I know exactly what's going to happen, and every time my hands start to sweat. It's just so good, and it's so believable. Like, that T-Rex is so great. I believe that T-Rex is real in that place, murdering people. So good.
Sounds great.
Just one person, not multiple people.
But he's trying to murder all the people. He's trying to murder
them
all the people.
He only murders one of them.
He only murders one of them, which rightfully so with the shorts. I get it.
Rightfully so, yes. Yeah. Do you ever think about movies like this? I don't know if it's just a Spielberg thing, a Lucas thing, or if it's just great movies generally. But the sounds make so much difference. The dinosaur sounds in this movie are amazing. The T-Rex roar.
The roar is great.
It sucks you in, man, to the whole thing.
Even the the footsteps. You get the ripple on the water.
The glass in the water. Later on, the footprint is that's a great effect. By the way, I love those scenes.
How did they make those dinosaur roars? they like nails on a chalkboard type thing, or
they go out. Those guys record all kinds of crazy stuff, man. They record everything. Then they like mix stuff together.
Yeah,
it's
like,
nuts.
is there an animal in the Amazon that like sounds like that?
There could be.
Yeah.
Usually they pull some animal, but then they like add some banging on a wire or something to it. You know, like.
Yeah, it's normally based on something, but they definitely add some stuff to it. So,
but the dinosaur sounds are fantastic in this movie.
Yes,
they really help make the movie. The raptors, when they call each other, that little
yeah, so good.
All that stuff is
so
great.
Good. I love
that
it.
Sounds like the monkeys at the Jacksonville Zoo. No, they don't. They get crazy. It sounds scary. It sounds just like Jurassic
scary.
Park.
I love it.
They are horrifying. They're awful.
If I saw a monkey out, like, openly roaming, like any kind, like a little tiny monkey, I would not go near that thing. I would be gone. They
don't
terrify
go in the middle
me.
part of Florida, like in those like river areas. A couple just got attacked by a monkey there.
Yeah, I don't.
Like,
I don't want anything to do with monkeys.
Yeah, but I'm always around you.
Stop. I don't like monkeys.
So okay, so real quick, so they got the T-Rex sound. I'm getting this from Vulture, so credit to Vulture. This could not. I'm not vetting it, so it could possibly be wrong. But it said that they actually got it from Rystrom's, which is the sound producer guy. Rystrom's Jack Russell Terrier named Buster.
A cute little dog like that.
So it's the same dog in Terminator 2. They recorded the sound of Buster eating puppy chow, and that became the crunch when the T-1000 spiked the guy's eye socket. Was the sound of a terrier eating puppy chow.
Oh my goodness.
And so that is the key element that they took for the T-Rex sound.
That is horrifying.
Yeah. And that's for, let's see. So that's for like, okay, so that was for the noises, like just the grunts and stuff. The actual roar was taken from a full-grown elephant. Oh no, sorry, not a full-grown, a baby elephant.
I knew it.
Like Dumbo.
So it's a baby elephant sound that slowed down. That slowed down a little bit, so that's where they get the sound from.
Okay.
So there you go. So baby elephant for the roar, all the other like grunts and grumbles and everything from a terrier. So there you go.
I thought it was an elephant and a
the whole Explorer sequence, the T-Rex sequence, is like you said, it's great. The chase scene when they're in the Jeep, the mirror joke. The Jeff Goldblum making comments in the back seat, the whole thing is great.
Yeah.
However,
he has he's a calm panic, which is what I love about Jeff.
He does, yeah.
Like he's panicking,
sitting there
but he's still kind of calm. He's like, we need to go a little faster.
Yeah,
you know, but he's like super calm, but he's like freaking out at the same time. I just love it.
Right, but I'm gonna throw a wrench into the works here. Okay, something that has bugged me for years.
All right.
Okay,
let's hear it.
First of all, why does Gennaro run from the T-Rex? It's behind the cage still, and he runs off, which is weird. But whatever, he's a coward, I guess. But they pull up. The Ford Explorer stalls out with the cage to the right. They're where they're at.
Correct.
The goat's there, waiting to be eaten. Gets eaten. T-Rex pops his head up. You get a shot of him swallowing the goat. Gulp, gulp.
Oh, that's great.
But right after that, when he comes up and he starts pushing the Explorer around, he pushes it completely over the edge. Finally, that's like 100-foot drop.
Correct.
So where did the T-Rex come from? He's not that tall. He's only 20, 30 feet tall.
Well, I think when like a mama T-Rex and a daddy T-Rex love each other.
Okay, correct. So far, you're right. But we're going a different route.
Not in Jurassic Park,
If you go back and watch
not a lot of...
Yeah, they're all females.
They're all females.
Just kidding.
Right,
But
exactly. With
but
frog
hey,
DNA.
but life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
Um,
It doesn't work. they go down there later, and it's just a sheer drop off. There's nothing. There's nowhere.
But when they're showing the goat, there's no drop off.
That's true.
Right. It looks like a level right there, but it's not.
So maybe there's like a hill or something. I mean,
if you go back and watch it, they show the wall. It's a sheer drop, and there's nothing there. Nothing.
I remember the drop. I'm just in my mind. I can't think about.
There's no explanation. There is no
goat
explanation for how that T-Rex got up out of that cage. None.
There you go.
There you go. Sorry, Spielberg.
There you go. There's no explanation.
I'm sure you care what I think.
There's no.
I'm sure he even.
Maybe he's walking on sunshine.
Maybe he's doing other things.
Maybe his DNA, instead of being sliced with a frog, it was sliced with a monkey, and he swings up there. He swings up from his tail. You never know. It could happen. All right, so the T-Rex scene is great. I mean, I think at that point it's just kind of a cat and mouse game until we got to turn the power back on.
Oh yeah.
Which is another great sequence with the raptors.
Oh wait, I gotta ask you, Chris. Did you enjoy the Brachiosaurus sneezing scene?
No, it's
oh yes.
It's all that snot all over Lexi.
I mean, I don't really like the girl. She's super annoying, and so
you don't like her.
I don't mind that she got snotted on. But it's really gross. It is really, really gross. Not as gross as the birth scene. The birth scene is much grosser.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you like the dung heap scene? The giant dung that she digs her hands into?
You know, that didn't bother me as much because it didn't really look like poo.
Really?
I didn't really think it looked like
poo.
I don't know.
I thought it did.
When she takes that glove off, she actually grabs it with her hand. So she takes the glove off, she grabs the glove with her hand. So what was the point?
So gross. What's the point of the glove?
That's gross. Yeah. That's gross.
And that one guy still found her attractive. I just don't get it. She was literally playing in a pile of poop.
Look at this woman. She's amazing.
This is the movie where they slide down, right? And they're all covered in mud. That's this one, right?
No.
No, that's 3. That's 2. That's 3. Okay.
It's not 1.
I don't like that one either. I don't like that either. I don't like being covered in mud. Okay. Let's talk about the raptors. The raptors are my favorite part of Jurassic Park. Even though I love the T-Rex, which, by the way, the end of Jurassic World, fantastic. I thought it was so great.
The T-Rex is the hero of the entire series.
I know, and that's how it should be. I literally want the T-Rex to run for like president in the next movie. Like I want him to. I mean,
that's not a bad plot line.
I mean, actually, that's cool. I mean, he should probably win. So we get to the scene. How do we feel about the like? They make sense, right? We have to get power on so that we can call for help, right? So we can get out of here.
Power being turned on is conveniently way far away.
Yeah, behind dinosaurs.
In the open,
of course.
Through horrible dinosaur territory.
Of course. I mean, I don't know where else you would put it. I mean, that makes sense.
Right, exactly.
I mean,
you wouldn't want to put it nearby.
You could put it right next to the building that's powering.
You could, but that wouldn't,
It's kind of be an eyesore, you know what I mean?
Right. And you don't want that.
You want like a scenic, because if you got to walk out to it to do maintenance, you want like a scenic route so you can enjoy nature while you're going out there. Really, that's what I think. So,
sure.
So you can enjoy getting eaten.
I like Crocodile Dundee. What's his name?
Muldoon.
Yeah, Muldoon.
And Muldoon, when he steps out of that shack with the gun, I realized that dude has never missed leg day ever.
I mean, he's
that guy's legs are like pure steel, man. They're incredible.
What you're saying is
he
that
also has short shorts.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He earned the right to wear those shorts. Not like the attorney. The attorney did not earn that right.
Yeah.
But
this guy earned the right to wear the shorts. Yes.
His shorts were shorter than the woman's shorts.
I know,
but
look, when your legs
his
look
socks
like
were
that,
way higher.
Come on, when your legs look like that, you can wear whatever shorts you want. You can wear.
Go back and look
underwear,
when he steps out of that door, and his leg muscles are just like, holy cow, that guy is built.
I don't know. I'm not going to go back and look for that.
Yeah, you really
why
should.
not?
You really should.
This is why we do this
Actually,
show.
what's great is if you're watching this on YouTube, you're looking at it right now. So, let's talk about that scene because I like that scene. So we head down to the power station, whatever the crap it is. Ellie goes in to turn the power on. We got that whole scene. But I like the face down with Crocodile Dundee and the Raptors.
Right.
And what I love about it is that it is absolutely a callback to the very first scene where he is scaring the crap out of that kid. And there's actually, he drops two things right there that, and this is one thing I love about Spielberg. Is Spielberg he is feeding you the plot as you're going, all the tools that you need, but it isn't, he has such a masterful way of doing it without you really even thinking about it so much. But in that scene at the beginning, Grant tells you that T-Rexes cannot see you if you move, and he tells you that raptors hunt in packs. And he says it all by saying he's not going to come at you. You're going to think he's like a T-Rex and he can't see you, but they can see you. And like that's a throwaway line that means everything whenever they get to the T-Rex scene. And then he explains how, but you're not going to get attacked from the front. It's going to be from the two raptors on the side. And to see that play out, I thought it's just such brilliant foreshadowing. It's just great. I just love it. I love that kind of stuff.
Clever girl.
Clever girl. And he knew it. You know, he's like, okay.
He knew he was done. Toast. Yeah.
So good.
How do they know all those facts from fossils? Like, how do you know that they...
Yeah, what if they just thought that the T-Rex didn't see you, but he really did?
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
They would have been dead.
By the way, why could they not turn off that flashlight? It's like, dude,
it's just a button.
It's
literally just a button.
Nerds, they can't do
and
it.
even if you couldn't get the button, just stick it face down. If you can't get the button turned off, just stick it face down. That's all you got to do.
I don't think through the whole sequence they ever turned that stupid light off.
It's panic. It's sheer panic. They can't do it.
Yeah, sheer panic.
To answer, but seriously though, to come back to your question, because we've been talking a lot about science this week. But to answer your question about, it's all theory, right? But if you'll remember, they mention at the very beginning. When they see the dinosaurs and he's sitting on the ground, he's taken aback by the fact that they travel in herds, and he's like, "We're right, they travel in herds." So it's almost like he's like it's all theory at this point, but they study the patterns and how the fossils lay, and if they traveled in groups or if they didn't. But yeah, it's all in this point. It's all theory, but he's kind of seeing that come to fruition. But you're right. I mean, that would have been hilarious. What would have been funny is if the T-Rex could actually talk. And then he's like, the T-Rex gets up and he's like, don't move, and he won't be able to see us. And the T-Rex is just like, bro, I can see you. Like, that would have been hilarious.
This is false science, guys. I don't know what this guy's telling you.
This is false science.
Don't listen to this guy.
I mean, anything else we want to...
Yeah, heck yeah. So, let's not forget about so they come to the wire, the fence.
Yep.
The power is off, and they have to climb over.
Oh, that's right. Tim gets zapped.
This is Tim and Lexi and Grant. But before that part, so Grant throws a stick at the fence to make sure it's not electrified.
Correct.
No problem.
Yeah.
So then he climbs up on there, and he reaches out, and two things about this. Number one is he totally freaks the kids out. Like he grabs the wire and pretends like he's getting electrocuted, which Tim says, classic foreshadowing. He says, "That was great." Like he thinks it's funny, has no clue what's about to happen to himself. But anyway,
correct.
Secondly, this is a logistical thing or a practical thing. This thing is 10,000 volts. Okay, when it's on.
Sure.
He reaches out and grabs on with both hands, like grabs it. Is that how you would approach a 10,000 volt wire?
He already threw a stick on it. He knows.
Oh, I don't care about a stick. If I'm gonna be touching a wire, it's gonna be like one of these deals. This guy just goes all in, two hands, like zoom. Like, okay, if it was, you have no chance. You're complete toast, man.
Because he kept his hands on.
I get what you're saying. I think they wanted the funny scene. I feel like
I get it.
I feel like you already knew the power was off, which is why everything's gone haywire.
I wouldn't take that chance. Whatever. So Tim, coming down the other side, Mr. I thought it was hilarious when you pretended to get electrocuted. Not only does he get zapped and technically electrocuted, because he does die. That's what electrocution is, dying.
Mm-hmm.
Shocked is not dying. Electrocution is you're dead. He not only does he die, he goes flying about 30 feet through the air, and it is amazing.
And right into the guy's hands too.
And Grant catches him somehow from that height, but whatever.
Even though they told him to, or said that they were going to catch him from right under it.
Yeah, he said he would catch him, and he did. He did catch him.
They're still far away, though.
Followed by, Chris, I need to add, a resuscitation scene where Grant puts his mouth on Timmy's mouth.
That's gross. I know.
How do you feel about that, Chris?
It's gross.
You okay with that?
Gross. It's gross. I mean, it's
a little
fine.
creepy.
It is super creepy. I mean, CPR in general is super creepy.
They revived Tim, and he's a mess. That kid is a mess.
Yeah,
he can't walk straight. Yeah. His hair is fried.
That kid will never be the same.
Yeah, he'll never walk straight again.
By the way, I didn't even know who would drink out of that water.
I think Spielberg hated Tim because Tim falls over the cliff in the car. He gets zapped off the voltage. Something's going on with that.
Yeah, that kid will never leave the house again when he gets back home. He's like, I don't want to go to school.
Yeah.
I don't want to. It's fine. I'm going to sit in my room. He's my kind of guy.
Because my friends have all probably turned into dinosaurs that are going to eat me.
And that's where they end up in the main compound. Now this is your end. This is your finale.
I think that even though I still think the T-Rex scene is the best scene in this film, the kitchen scene with the raptors is cinema history again. Like the close quarters, intense feeling that you get with those kids. It's so great.
It sends shivers up your spine, dude. Thinking about being in there with those things.
So and then good. After that, the Tim in the background was like jumping and like shaking around.
Oh yeah, I mean he was
freaking.
He's
out.
lost his mind.
Do what, Brent? What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna. Aaron's talking about that scene where they're trying to lock the door when they're messing with the computer. And Tim, in the background, he's just sitting there jumping up and down. He's all hyped up.
He's
not doing anything. Yeah. He could have grabbed the shotgun for her or something, but he's just jumping up and down.
Right. What's happening in that scene is they're trying to hold the door shut so the Velociraptor doesn't come in. And they're trying to reach for the gun. And it's like, Tim, how about handing me the gun, bro? How about quit jumping around like a fool? Give me the gun. Why am I having to reach for it? You're doing nothing.
Brother. But going back to the beginning of that scene, though, it is great. It's just really shot well. You know, they finally get back to what they think is safety, and he sits down because there's all that food, and he sits down and eating.
Right.
And you see the shadow of the Velociraptor.
Oh yeah,
it's just so chilling.
The Jello shaking on the spoon.
So good, man.
And he's just looking at the girl like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, that was good stuff. That whole end sequence is really great. For sure.
Tim didn't even know what was going on. He was just sitting there like, what are you looking at and why are you so terrified?
Yeah.
The shadow. That shadow is a good shot.
Yeah.
I have trouble at the end, though, with, like, I get that everybody's a little preoccupied. Well, they're really not, though. At the very end, how did no one notice the T-Rex showing up? It's like... This thing's like 30 feet tall. It's like nobody noticed it entered the room at any point.
Okay. Well, they should have felt the vibrations coming.
Right, exactly. We've already set that precedent, right?
Yeah, but I mean, they're also being chased by a pack of vicious...
I know, but they're pinned down, and the two of them got them pinned down, and it's real quiet, and they're just sitting there, and all of a sudden... Boom, there he is. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure Tim, in that part where they were all, like, grabbing each other, Tim grabbed the girl's forehead and, like, held onto her forehead on accident. It's kind of funny.
There is a scene in this movie where the Lexi's stunt double falls through the grating. Remember the shot looking down into the dinosaur bones? And the stunt double looks up at the camera.
And it's not her?
It's not her. Yeah, it's pretty well-known scene, but if you pause it, it's somebody different. I think they tried to slap her face over, but it looks weird. It's, like, very strange looking. So
that scene, really bugged me watching the movie. He always talks about how he spared no expense building this compound.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they're kind of hanging on the bones. And those bolts just come right out of the ceiling. The whole thing falls right down.
Hey, let me just tell everyone that Brent is an engineer, and that's why he has such an issue with this.
It is not well built. Also,
this is garbage.
The cars fall apart really easily.
They do fall apart pretty easily.
I feel like
that glass should have broken before it fell out.
I feel
the
like
doors also should have locked.
I feel like in their defense, I think they were more worried about the dinosaur cages than the fake
Which was
bones.
also not built very well.
True. I mean, touche.
That pit did not do
much. They should at least hold a person's weight, for sure.
Yeah. He did not
okay, we're going to come back. We'll do a recap. Donnie, any final thoughts you have in a minute? We're going to get there. But one of the things that we've started doing on the show, which I absolutely love, and since we have guests, they're going to actually help us tonight. But we normally go out and get funny reviews. We only talk about movies on the show that we actually like. But there are people that don't like the same movies that we like. I know, shocking. So I go out to IMDb and I look up 1-star reviews of the movies that we cover, and I pick out a couple that are fun or funny or the ones that I just want to share, and then we read them. So this is 1-star reviews. We're going to have Brent and Aaliyah read them for us. So Brent, we can start with you. You can take whichever one you want, but go ahead and hit us with the first 1-star review from IMDb.
All right, so first review I have says fake dinosaurs minus empty heads equals bad movie.
Also, by the way, kind of science. I mean, it's math. Kind of
mathy.
I don't understand this math.
By Floius. I don't know.
Vitally
No
Ralphius.
I don't know.
Ralphius. Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
Right.
Go ahead.
Hollywood created great dinosaurs in 1933 and for 50 years thereafter. Then along comes Steven Spielberg with his computer-generated monsters that couldn't scare a flea. Add to the mix Spielberg's spineless anti-gun nonsense where the only bad guys fend off big-teeth dinos using guns, and poor Goldblum is stuck using only a baseball bat.
Okay, stop, please. I have no clue what this person is talking about right now. No idea.
Same.
This is not in this movie at all.
Yeah, he doesn't have a bat, does he?
There's no guns in this movie except for Muldoon, and he doesn't even use it.
Yeah, but
which also
he stands there.
Yeah.
When does Goldblum have a bat?
He doesn't. This guy's a whack job.
This guy probably picked the wrong movie, the wrong Jurassic Park.
All right, sorry, Brent. Keep going.
The story just keeps getting worse. The whole idea of the dinosaur park somewhere in Central America is no match for the mystery of Skull Island and King Kong. Richard Attenborough is just an awful acting, and acting as his character is obnoxious. Just not the formula for a great adventure movie.
Oh man, Donnie, how do you even take this crap from a person like this?
That person is a complete insane person.
This person is in love with the 1933 King Kong.
Hey, what's wrong with that? That's a good movie.
No, it's a great movie, but he's just so in love with it that he can't let anything else be good.
He's scarred for life.
Listen, if you can't enjoy anything because you like a movie from the 1930s, you just need to get over yourself. I think this movie was scary. I still find it scary. I said that earlier. And that T-Rex thing, my hands still get sweaty, even though I know exactly what's going to happen. It's very intense.
I would call it suspenseful. I'm not sure I would go scary.
Yeah, okay, suspenseful. But King Kong is not scary either. King Kong
not at all. It's not even suspenseful, in my opinion. But.
All right, he's an idiot. All right, so let's go on. Now we got one more review. Leah's going to read it for us. Whenever you're ready, ma'am, go ahead.
All right, it says completely horrible by Rebma6292.
There you go.
Alrighty, it's hard to even rate this movie a 1 out of 10. There was just nothing positive that could be said about it.
Nothing. Okay, hang on a second. Nothing. There's not one single thing.
Nope.
The amazing score that won awards. Nope, not that. The state-of-the-art CGI that has never been seen in film before. Not any of that. Great acting performances. Even just over-the-top Jeff Goldblum. None of that. The actual practical effects of building a flippin' T-Rex that works. Sound effects where you take a baby elephant and turn it into a T-Rex. None of that. No, there's not a single thing in this movie.
Nothing. Zilch, not
Just
a
so
nothing.
we're clear, there was nothing though, right? There was nothing.
Zero.
Not even like the cool paint
Zero.
jobs on the car. There's nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No
Just
worries.
nothing. There's nothing in the movie. Just so we're clear, nothing. All right, go ahead.
Dinosaurs being brought back to life? Question mark. I mean, come on. It was such a disgraceful plot. My 6-year-old nephew didn't even enjoy it, and he loves dinosaurs. The acting was dreadful. Jeff Goldblum should be ashamed of his atrocious performance. His role in Earth Girls Are Easy was better than his role in
Good
this
callback
movie.
to a movie no one's ever seen. I was on the set of that movie. Have I ever told you that?
No, but you can't tell us now.
I met Gina Davis on the set of that movie. Go ahead.
What? Why have we not done this movie yet on this show? All right, go ahead.
It's not a good movie. We don't want to do it.
Fair enough.
Not to mention, the dinosaurs are hardly entertaining or interesting. This movie was obviously the worst movie of the century. I expected more.
Obviously.
It's sad how the movie We're Back was monumentally better than this movie.
Okay. First off, the worst movie of the century?
No, Chris, you're wrong. It's obviously.
Oh, sorry.
the
It
worst
is obvious.
movie.
It is obvious. When I'm watching, I'm like,
It's
is this
very
the worst movie
obvious.
of the century? Seems like it.
Clearly, obviously,
It's too obvious.
this Spielberg guy is a moron.
He's not
This
going
guy
anywhere. This is going to
knows
be a one-hit
what he's
wonder.
doing.
He's going to be gone in no time. Oh, people are so stupid. All right, this is the time of the show before we give our own rating. Let's just kind of close out with final thoughts. And so, Donnie, you normally take notes, which I always like. I didn't really take a lot this time. So, what do you got? What did we leave off that you want to talk about? Let's have it.
Man, I covered most of my stuff. I do want to do a quick mention of Ellie and her scene with the Velociraptor.
Laura
when she
Dern,
runs
Laura
into
Dern,
him.
fantastic. All right, General Holdor, right?
Yeah, whatever her name is.
She was great. She's literally saved the Resistance. In
These
Last
are all
Jedi.
your words,
Just
not
saying.
mine.
Just saying.
These are not my words.
She was amazing. Did one of the
Not
most
my words.
spectacular things in the history of the Star Wars franchise.
I'm saying none of those
Okay?
things.
Laura Dern's
what
amazing.
I'm saying,
Go ahead.
What I am saying is that Aaliyah and I were actually talking about this earlier. When she gets hurt and is running out of the compound,
Yeah.
she is one ugly crier, dude. She is. It's rough.
She kind
It's
of
rough.
runs like a mule too, a little bit.
Well,
you know?
she gets hurt, but that fake limp is bad.
Yeah, it's a bad fake limp.
What are you doing?
Yeah, she's not a good crier, but
Not a good crier. She actually at one point goes, it's like, no, please stop. Don't do that anymore.
The little girl screaming too. She has the funniest face when she screams. Every time she like sits straight up, she's
the
like,
little girl, yeah,
like
yeah.
every time, like, she's just
Yeah.
She has like a long giraffe neck too, which makes it that much like more odd.
It like extends. It's
Yeah,
just-
she's like
Oh,
she's like a
gosh.
turtle, and she's just like, and it like comes out of her shirt whenever she gets
and
scared.
Her mouth just gets so big.
Oh man. I liked Lexi fine. I thought she was good.
Fantastic.
That's one thing. My whole issue with the T-Rex cage, again, I covered that. You get a chance, check that out. But
Yeah.
this movie is this movie is sensational. It's great. Like I said, it's what I want movies to be, man.
Well, let's
Just entertain me.
let's rate it. So, Don, let's start
right.
with you. What would you give? We already heard these amazing 1-star reviews. Obviously,
they were great.
obviously, it's the worst movie of the century. So, how would you
Obviously.
quantify that?
I am going to give Jurassic Park a rating of 77 French fried Timmies.
I love it. That's good. All right, Aaron, I'm gonna come over to
Dude,
you. Aaron,
That
what?
kid, after he gets zapped,
he's
when
never
he
the
is
same.
sitting on the table,
He's never the same.
looking at Grant, he is gonzo. He's
yeah.
out.
I think in that moment, I think he actually, he did it Interstellar. He went so fast, he looped himself.
Yeah, he
and he's
came
lost
back
his
around.
mind. He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
Does
Aaron,
he come back in the later movies?
yeah, he comes back in 3.
They pop back up in 3, but it's only briefly though.
Yeah,
they
that's
don't.
not a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron.
He's in Band of Brothers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's one of the soldiers.
Aaron, what about you, man? Do you have a review or a rating for Jurassic Park?
Jurassic Park.
Are we doing a 1 through 10 rating?
Sure, whatever you want to do.
I would say 7, partially because of the great music from John Williams, and also because the great filming and acting, the great crying and great screaming of the giraffe neck girl.
All right, I need you to give me an object from the movie though. 7 what? What do you get? 7 what?
7
Triceratops poos. How about that? 7 piles of Triceratops poop.
There you go.
Also, I want to point out one time when the guy was in the woods about to shoot that one dinosaur and the other one came out, he just said something and stood there and got attacked.
Clever girl.
He could have shot at the dinosaur.
He was going to die anyways. He was going to die.
Just sat there.
He accepted his fate. All right, Aaliyah, let's go over to you. How would you rate Jurassic Park? This is your movie, by the way. Your obviously worst movie of the century.
Bad choice.
Obviously.
Completely horrible.
It's bad.
No, I'm just kidding. 99 Barbasol. Is that what it is?
Barbasol
cans.
Yes. 99 too. That's
cans.
Pretty good. That's
Fake.
pretty good. 99's up there. All right, Brent, man, what you got, man?
I'm going to give it 25 baby velociraptor teeth.
Yes.
Nice. Baby velociraptor.
I mean, they come out ready to murder.
I'm telling you,
not even
that baby dinosaur is horrifying. It really is just.
It
really
should have
scary.
been chomping at his nose when he picked it up.
Yeah,
biting
it's
at his fingers.
So
Chris, what do you got?
So I'm going to give this the only score that it can get. The only score that should be allowed. It is the score of the full Goldblum. And
full Goldblum.
That's how I
high praise, my friend. That is high praise
indeed.
Although I heard somewhere that he should be ashamed of his performance in this movie.
Yeah, some. See, this is the problem. They let any sort of idiot write on the internet. That's the problem. Let's do this before we close. I want to talk a little bit since we've all seen Fallen Kingdom, and so if you're listening and you haven't watched the new Jurassic World movie and you don't want to be spoiled, you can go ahead and say bye now. Thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next week. But we are going to take a few minutes to talk about where Jurassic Park goes from here. So spoilers ahead for everything Jurassic Park. So let's walk through a progression because I want to talk to you about the ending of Fallen World since we've all seen it. So Jurassic Park shows the park go awry. All the dinosaurs get out. We go to a different island, a secondary island in Jurassic Park 2, Lost World. Jurassic Park 3. We go back to the same. So Isla Nublar. It's Sorna, right? Sorna is the main one. I think Isla Sorna is the main one, right?
Part 2, they go back to the main island, and they go back to the mainland. With the T-Rex gets loose in the city and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's the second island. It's
a different island? Okay.
Yeah, I think that, because you have I'm pretty sure it is. And they go back to the same island in the third movie. But my problem with Jurassic Park, and we talked about this a little bit, is that it doesn't really go anywhere. It's like they have an amazing premise for the first movie, which is really great. It's like we found a way to make dinosaurs. What are we going to do with them? Well, obviously we're going to make money by letting people come and see history. And then, of course, Mother Nature takes her away and she messes everything up, and then the dinosaurs get out. That's a great premise. They never do anything with it. Jurassic World comes back and does the exact same thing. Jurassic World is just a retelling of Jurassic Park, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But
it's The Force Awakens.
It just is, right? Wow. So then we come back with Fallen Kingdom, and actually Fallen Kingdom is almost freaking Lost World again, which I was not happy with at all.
Nope. Except
at the very end of the movie, dinosaurs are now integrating into real world. You see the Mosasaurus coming up, in the wake where people are surfing. You see, there's several other scenes they show of dinosaurs around. Then it kind of ends with a velociraptor, kind of on the mountains in Nevada or something, like looking down on a community, and that's how it ends. So I'm going to ask you two questions, and then we don't have to spend a lot of time on this. I would like to know where you think we're going next, and if you had the reins. what would you do with Jurassic Park from here? How would you make Jurassic Park 3 or Jurassic World 3, and how would you make it work? So anybody want to jump in and take a stab? Brent, let's start with you. What do you got, man? Where do you think we're going? What do you think is next for the series?
I mean, I think they're going to try to make a third one. They're going to try to round them up, is what I would guess.
Okay. So your movie's like a roundup movie, like trying to get them all.
Yeah, or trying to integrate them into society somehow.
Okay.
I'd like to see him just end it there. I think that would
so just one more and be done.
Or just end it after Fallen Kingdom.
You mean now?
And
then just kind of leave it up in the open. It's like, you don't know what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind that idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Leah, what about you? What do you think is going to happen now? You saw it. You like it. What do you got?
I really thought it was going to end, and I really thought it should have ended.
Yeah.
But now, if they make a third one, I feel like it should start off with that little girl in trial for, like, annihilation of the whole world.
Exactly.
Like, this girl did, like, the stupidest thing. She's so dumb. Like, come on.
Heck yeah, she did.
Come on.
They're like me.
You've seen what they did.
So Jurassic World 3 is just a court drama.
She just needs to be in court. The opening scene, she's just got to be in court.
It's basically like a 2-hour version of Matlock, right? Got it. I love it.
She's like, they're like me. No, they're not like you. They eat people, okay? Not the same thing.
Oh, jeez. Donnie, where do you think we're going from here, man?
I think this courtroom thing has legs, man.
I like it. I'm thinking this freaking Law and Order.
But can she really be tried if she's not real? She's
Jurassic
just a clone.
Law and Order.
Here's what I would.
Does she have a social security number? Is it her mother's?
Here's what I would like to see them do. They will not do this because it's not a crowd pleaser. But what they should do, and I think this should be the end of it, is that the dinosaurs do take over and they rule the earth and they kill off people.
So just like reality.
And the end of that third movie is we're back in the prehistoric age and there are no people. They're gone. They've been eaten and they're done.
And the velociraptors learn how to drive cars.
And lots of
Sure, like a Planet of the Apes kind of thing.
And pump their own gas.
But no people. Like they get rid of the people. They eat them. They're done.
Lopping heads off.
So I tend to kind of lean with Donnie. I think what could be cool in the way that Planet of the Apes is good, but the thing about Planet of the Apes is that the apes get smart. The apes learn. I don't want to see and I know we were joking around. I don't want to see velociraptors driving cars or talking or having jobs.
Opening doors.
No, and I know you're not, but no. What I'm saying
opening
is
doors,
is like they can't open doors. But like instead of like a Planet of the Apes scenario, I think that's great. I think the third movie is kind of the fight against. It's almost Empire Strikes Back, right? It's the fight against the dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs win. We can't stop them. And then I think you take another break after number 3. You take a 10-year break again, and then you relaunch the series with literally prehistoric time. You have like this last remnant of civilization who is now grown up, not knowing what civilization was like. So they're cavemen again, basically. Like they don't remember what the world was like before dinosaurs, and then you start the story over from there. I think that would be fantastic.
Or how about this? How about the remnant of humanity goes back and escapes to the island?
Oh, that's the only human place.
That's the human civilization. They get to the island. Everything else, the dinosaurs have taken over.
And that would actually be smart because then you still keep Jurassic Park because now Jurassic Park is the home of the human, which would be such a great flip of the script. Like we created Jurassic Park.
Right, now we're back trapped in Jurassic Park. We should not be podcasting.
We should be making movies.
We should be writing films, dang it.
That is the fact.
Homemade.
This is
all right.
gold.
This show has went a little bit long, but I wanted to talk about that. I thought it was fun. Let's sign off real quick. Any final thoughts about Jurassic, the series, the movie, anything at all? Donnie, anything you got?
Jurassic Park's amazing.
Jurassic Park is amazing. Aaron, you got anything else to say, man? Last words?
I seem to like it for the most part.
That's good. It's a classic. You definitely should like it.
I think the next movie that they make, they shouldn't make any dumb things like just freezing up and stuff when when in real life you would probably react very fast to things.
I don't know that. I think that if right now a velociraptor jumped in front of you, I think you may freeze after peeing
Maybe
yourself.
a little bit of a pause.
So, but I hear what you're saying. But I think that if right now, if I was looking at a T-Rex, I would probably, start crying, like literally sobbing. That's just me. So,
stop crying.
Aaliyah, how about you? Any final thoughts here before we wrap?
This movie gives me nightmares. It still gives me nightmares.
Well, I'm glad that I made you watch it.
But yeah, you love it.
But I love it.
It is.
I just love it.
But you think the scariest scene is when the raptor pops his head through the wiring, right?
In the ride.
In the shack.
In the ride, it just gets me. I can't.
Oh, okay.
After the ride. That and whenever it drops down from, the cage before you go into that thing, I'm just done with the ride at that point.
I do need to know, though, in Jurassic Park 3, whenever the raptor talks to Alan Grant, does that freak you out? Because that freaks me out.
He talks to him like he's having a dream.
Yeah, he has the dream at the beginning of the movie.
I think so. Yeah.
He does, doesn't he?
He does, and the raptor talks to him.
It is talking. Oh my goodness, that is real creepy. That's foreshadowing to Jurassic World 3. That's foreshadowing.
There you go. There you go.
Evolution.
Talking. Brent, what about you, man? Any final thoughts before we wrap?
No, I thought it was great. I think he could have really spared no expense and had some better engineering and construction quality, but maybe that would have saved him some hardship.
I love that we've spent the entire hour talking about dinosaurs and the logistics of dinosaurs eating people and jumping on walls, and Brent is really just having trouble with that
and
phone
opening
call.
doors.
You can't even hold one single person. That's not good. That is not good.
You should not have.
You could have put an anchor in there.
It really
There's
is
something.
that hard
you could have done
because
something.
we put a pinata thing up and it completely fell on.
Yeah, this is ironic.
He couldn't even put up a pinata stick, so don't listen to Brent.
Yeah, that's true. Don't listen to Brent on that at all.
All right, folks, we are done. Real Amigos is a weekly podcast. We're glad that you listen. We know it's a little bit long today, but hopefully you enjoyed the conversation. It was, adding a couple of voices lengthens it a little bit, but it was a great movie, a great topic. So we're sorry that Phil wasn't here. He will be back with us next time, so look forward to that. I want to thank Aaron for joining us, Brent and Aaliyah as well. I want to thank all of them for taking the time out on their vacation in Michigan, their time away. Donnie's visiting. They took time away to do this, so I appreciate that. But for Real Amigos, for everybody here, for Phil at home, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Adios.
See ya.
On. I will say something to the effect of, we're glad to have Aaliyah here. She really wanted us to talk about Xenon, but since that movie doesn't exist, we're going to talk about Jurassic Park.